left, right.
31 boys from the Army and Navy Academy in Carlsbad are marching on Friday down the same streets in Normandy that in 1944 were lined with American troops.
It's an honor to be able to go out there and see the beaches, see where our forefathers have once stepped on and conquered.
15-year-old Matthew Boyce, a freshman at the Seaside boarding school, is looking forward to walking in the footsteps of those who fought courageously to change the world.
It's an honor to be able to see where they once were and to look at their point of view when you're down there, to be able to see what they're about to face.
I'm going to get a whole new feeling.
17-year-old Mark Ruiz is nearly the same age as many of the 160,000 troops were when they clambered ashore under heavy German firepower.
This is D-Day.
Right now, I can only imagine, like hundreds or thousands of guys going out there risking their lives.
The Army and Navy Academy, home to 300 teenage boys from 36 countries around the world, was the only school in California and surrounding states selected to attend the prestigious commemoration. In preparation for their trip, the cadets did extensive research and got a first-hand account of the Battle of Normandy from 92-year-old D-Day veteran Jack Port.
I'd like to share with you a little bit of my background, where I'm from, how I got in the Army.
Port, who lives in Oceanside, was 22 when he waded ashore with the 4th Infantry Division, 12th Infantry Regiment, Company E. He was part of the largest air, sea, and land invasion in military history, involving more than 150,000 American and Allied troops, 5,000 ships, and 11,000 airplanes. All crossed the English Channel on June 6, 1944, and attacked a 50-mile stretch of German-occupied France. Port told the boys he was scared from the time he landed on Utah Beach to the time the war was over.
My buddy Jim and I dug a foxhole the first night. We dug all night long. Big hole. We were so deep in the morning, we could barely get out of the hole.
By nightfall on June 6th, more than 9,000 American and Allied troops who fought alongside Port were dead or wounded. Port says during the war he had some very close calls.
I had a piece of shrapnel that went through the butt of my rifle, made a hole about that big. I had a piece of shrapnel go through my mess gear on my back.
He says before being drafted into the Army, he was the only boy in Escondido without a gun. His dad wouldn't allow it. He says he was converted in 12 short weeks from a punk high school kid to a combat-ready soldier. He served the military for 2 years. After the war ended, Port, who spent his career as a banker and educator, never owned a gun again.
Oh, I hate wars. I hate guns. I hate killing.
He says he lost many friends in Normandy.
Oh, yeah, I lost quite a few, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I just, I don't know how to describe it. I really don't.
Port, like the cadets, is traveling to Normandy for the 70th D-Day anniversary to pay tribute to the fallen and meet up with fellow veterans. He's been back many times before, but he says this year will be special.
I'm glad I'm able to go back again. It could be my last year. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He's one of a fading number of aging D-Day soldiers who are left to tell about the war. He wishes the bloodshed would remain in the past.
You know, when the war was over, I thought that was a war to end all wars. And here we are today, one conflict after another.
Forward! Up! Left, right, left, right.
Port hopes the boys, who represent the next generation of the military, will understand the scale of war when they see the 10,000 white crosses at the American cemetery in Normandy. 17-year-old William Lua, who plans to join the Navy and become a mechanical engineer, says he already feels a debt of gratitude to Port and the other troops.
Imagining how they had to put their lives on the line and go to the beach knowing that they had to go through all the hardships. And I'm just going to be overwhelmed by it.
Marching in the footsteps of those who shaped history will likely also shape the lives of 31 teenage boys who are getting their most authentic history lesson ever. Susan Murphy, KPBS News.